Hello my fellow aliens, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Jojo Rarity. And welcome back to my WandaVision review, and this time it's about episode 3, now in color. And yeah, it's finally in color, so I was really excited to watch this one. As you all know, the last episode ended with Wanda being pregnant and now set in the 1970s. So the episode opened where a doctor visits them. He's called Stan Nielsen. And he tells her everything's okay with the baby, despite that she looks like 4 months pregnant already. So then later on, Vision has some weird encounter with his neighbor, who was like his co-worker in the last episode. So things are like changing up a little as they go, because now it's like set in the 70s. So yeah, I think all the characters are still like the same, but like only different, because like suddenly he's the neighbor and not the co-worker. So he had to have also no idea what's going on. Anyway, he was like trimming out his hedges, and suddenly he didn't notice it, that he was trimming actually to a lot. And Vision was like noticing it and was like just watching him and asking, "Are you okay, Herb?" And then Herb says, "Yeah, I'm fine," and just continues on. And that was weird. Meanwhile, at home back at Wanda, like her powers are spiraling out of control. I think she doesn't know how to deal with it, being pregnant suddenly and so fast. It's like she's trying to speed things up. It's like you play Sims and then suddenly 3 days later your baby is born. Something like that. And suddenly her pregnancy speeds up more, and now she's 6 months pregnant, which is so crazy and impossible. But I guess she just wants to get out of her way. So Vision comes back home, and then he confronts Wanda because he realizes everything is not as it seems. And then Wanda just let him forget again and rewinds the time, because she doesn't want him to remember things, I guess. So later on, Geraldine comes to visit her. She's also the neighbor at that time. And as I found out, it's Monica Rambeau. And if you don't know who she is, she's from Captain Marvel. She's a little girl there, and now she's all grown up because Captain Marvel is set in the 90s. So yeah, anyway, I wonder what she's doing there. Why is she even there? And first of all, does she know everything that's going on? Is she really a person? Because she pretended to be Geraldine. I also noticed in the other episodes, she was like, when she asked her name, she was answering like so weird. So it's like, obviously she's lying. So I wonder what's the deal. Anyway, she finds out that Wanda is pregnant suddenly, and she says, "Oh, you're pregnant," something like that. And then Wanda giving birth this episode, and she's there to help her out. The twist is she got 2 baby boys, so they are twins. And it's not really a twist because I saw pictures, she got 2 babies, but I thought it's gonna be a boy and a girl because she's a twin too, and Pietro is her brother and she's a twin sister. Just like I had a debate earlier, and finally it's over. There's no more fight because I had like 2 baby boys. So as he's saying goodbye to the doctor, he suddenly sees Herb and Agnes like talking in secret, and then suddenly he wants to find out what they're talking about and goes to them. Vision asking them what's going on, and they're saying something about Geraldine. Why is she there? And just say she's not from this town. And Vision is asking, why, where is she from? And then they can't say anything. They're just like, I think they're just scared of Wanda. They just say she's not from there, she's not from here, but they didn't really say where she's from because they can't say it, and they like got so scared and suddenly goes away. So Vision is like so confused about that. Meanwhile, Geraldine and Wanda having a conversation, and finally Wanda is mentioning her twin brother Pietro. And first I thought she doesn't even remember the past, she doesn't remember her brother, but she does, because suddenly she mentioned him. And I was like, oh my god, first time ever they mentioned that. And then the best thing was when Geraldine answered, "Was he killed by Ultron?" And the Wanda was like looking at her like, what did you say? Because she made them like forget everything, and no one knows anything about the past. So why did she mention Ultron? Why does she remember Ultron? And suddenly also Wanda comes back to the past, and then she got so angry at her, and she suddenly noticed like Geraldine was wearing a pendant and says the logo sword, like the same logo from the helicopter, and she got so mad, and then she asking her, "Who are you?" And Jen didn't answer. She only saying, "Wanda, talk to me," something like that. And then the show like what Wanda did to her. She like flung her out of the house. She's like flying. And suddenly Monica is out of Westview. And finally we got to see how the town outside looks like. It looks like kind of an energy field. And it's like surrounding the town. That's why no one can enter. Actually, no one can go out or something like that. So yeah, I have so many questions about this episode. What did Agnes and Herb talking about Geraldine? Also, one question is, where are her friends? Where are all the rest of the Avengers? Like, why are they not helping her? And why is Geraldine there in the first place, aka Monica? And why is the SWAT team outside there observing the town? Is she working with them actually? Or are they containing Wanda there because she's so powerful? I like the episode as a whole because of course they gave more clue on what's happening. And I like that she mentioned Petro and also Ultron. It's like, finally, it's like the same universe and it's connected with Marvel, because I heard that people are so bored with the 2 episodes because they're thinking what's going on. It's like a sitcom all this time, but they have no idea. It's like you never watch a TV show. Of course, everything happens slowly because you need to watch every week and waiting for what's happening next. So it's like people just can't wait. They always like want action. I knew every episode is gonna be better. I knew it because, of course, later on you will find out more about what's actually going on. And yeah, so I'm so excited for the next episode. So it's gonna get better. Don't click off yet because I'm gonna be reviewing episode 4, because I'm always gonna be reviewing 2 episodes every week because it's better to combine 2 episodes than only 1. So yeah, here we go. So on episode 4, I think it's the best episode yet because it started so good and finally it's in the present, because that's all I've been waiting for, to see the present timeline of it all. I to see the glimpse of more Marvel characters from the MCU. The first person is Jimmy who's from the Ant-Man movies and he's the FBI. And then Darcy Lewis, who's from the Thor movies. He's like a scientist. And it's like you're gonna be so confused if you don't know these characters. That's why I think into the show you have to watch those movies to know them. Because I think you only have to be a Marvel fan to really understand the characters. Like you have to be a Marvel fan, because it's not like The Mandalorian where you don't have to be a Star Wars fan, because I know people watching it, they're not even Star Wars fans. So but this thing, I think you need to be a Marvel fan to really know what's going on. That's why I was like so happy. I'm such a fangirl of Marvel, so I'm so happy to see these characters. So this episode is like about the people outside of Westview. It was so interesting. In the beginning, you see Monica waking up from the blip. It was so cool to see because we never got to really see it. Like in Far From Home, the sun just appear again, but there they showed how it's really affect those people, like the aftermath of Thanos. Like from the snap, it was so interesting because she suddenly just woke up and she's looking for her mom, and then suddenly she goes out. Everything's going crazy because all the people coming back from the blip. It's like you really see it there, and then like one doctor or nurse says there's like overcapacity because everyone came back and suddenly like 1,000 people came back, and of course the hospital gonna be so crowded. And she was like gone, they're all gone for 5 years. And suddenly she found out that her mother passed 3 years ago. She got cancer and she thought she's gonna get better, but she didn't. It's like so sad to see the aftermath of those people who are affected by the blip. And finally get to see it. It was so cool. So I really was so excited for this episode to come, because it already started so great and I really wanted to see what's happening next. So she was like Monica was like an astronaut before the blip happened, but of course everything changes after 5 years. So now she's like working with the sword, and the sword is kind of like organization. It means Sentient Weapon Observation Response Division. Yeah, her mother also working that time there when she was gone, and it kind of gave me Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. vibes because I've been watching this show, and of course it's a different organization, and I never really know about sword that much. But yeah, so now she's working with them, and then suddenly there's like an agent there, I think Hayward was his name, Hayward or something, and he's like 5 years older suddenly because I think they're about to be the same age, but of course she's like looking young because she disappeared. So it was nice to find out more about Monica. It's like about what happens to people like who come back from the blip. It's like so hard, I think, because everything's like different now and everything's changed so much for them, to see like this aftermath to the story. Then the sword gave Monica a case. It's like a missing person case from Westview, but it's not really a person, it's the town that's missing, which is so strange because the town doesn't really exist. Kinda, it's like Once Upon a Time vibes. That's why Jimmy Woo comes, because he's an FBI, and then Darcy Lewis comes also because he's like a doctor now, which is so pretty epic. Anyway, I thought this duo I never needed because they're like the comic relief in the movies, so seeing them working together was pretty funny, in my opinion. As a super Marvel fangirl, it was pretty cool to see that in action. Monica and Jimmy checking out this Westview town and figuring out why they can't go in. And like at some point Monica asks him why you don't go in to investigate. He says they don't let me, or it don't let me. So later on, Jimmy's team, they decided to send a drone out there. Maybe they can figure it out and see something. But then the drone disappears and Monica suddenly just go in. So Jimmy saw it all, and suddenly now you know the reason why Monica is there in the first place, because you can see that she's already inside there. Anyway, later on, Jimmy's working with Darcy and they kind of figure it out. It's like kind of strange sitcom TV signals going on. She was asking like for a TV, like an old TV, to see actually Wanda, because she like finally can see them. So in the first episode, we were wondering who's watching them. All this time it was the SWAT team, and it was like Darcy and with the SWAT agents, I guess, watching Wanda, because they're like watching it as if it's a real sitcom. Also, comment down below if you remember if Jimmy was in the blip or not, did he disappear or not, because I forgot about it. Because I only watched like Ant-Man 2 once, so I kind of forgot about it. That's the reason he can't go inside, because he didn't snap. Only the people who got snapped, if that makes sense. I don't know. In this episode we found out many things, by the way, like the voice on the radio was no other than Jimmy Who. And it's so funny because everyone thought someone else. Of course, how will we guess that? How will we guess it's him? Because you don't really know him that much, only if you know Ant-Man, and how will I remember his voice? It's just so funny. It was like Darcy's idea to kind of connect with Wanda at the time. And so they're kind of figuring out also like if Wanda's doing this on purpose or why she's doing this. She kind of sees like the villain here in the story. We should also find out she's a villain again, because she was a villain when they introduced her for the first time. And we also found out about the beekeeper, who's actually just a SWAT agent who goes inside to investigate. And I don't know what Wanda did to him. We never find out about it. And yeah, also one thing is like if you go inside there, you always change. That's why it's suddenly a beekeeper, because all the people, they're actually real people, and suddenly they're characters in a TV sitcom, because the SWAT agents find out they're actually real people, but it's like playing a part in Wanda's world, something like that. That's why I'm thinking maybe it's all those people who have got snapped from Thanos, because suddenly they appeared again in the whole town, and it wasn't a missing person's case, it was like a missing town case. So it kind of makes sense, because suddenly they appeared out of nowhere, and Wanda kind of trapped all the people inside her. That's why she's kind of a villain, because there's poor people, like they have no idea what's going on. She's like just using them for her sake, because we all know she's been going through a lot, losing of course her brother, and then losing Vision. So then it's like the best part, I think, then they show Monica. She like was thrown out from the best view, right? So then they show her and she says it's Wanda, it's all Wanda, because they show now what Wanda did to her. And she was like wanting her gone, and she really like used the powers for the first time. You see Wanda actually using her powers again, with like the thing going on, and she looks like the villain. She was like throwing Monica out of there, and that's why Monica realizes it's Wanda. Wanda wanted this all along. And also one important thing is when Wanda suddenly sees Vision dead. And it was so sad seeing him like that, but she didn't still step out of it, because she really wants to be there. And then Vision came back again, like his normal self, and then he's saying, we can go live anywhere we want to. Why does it have to be here? And she says, no, we can't. And then she also says to Vision, I have it under control. So what does she mean by that? How far we should go and lengths to save Vision and to keep him there? Because even all the people, like she doesn't even care, because she do this town for Vision and her. And yeah, is she like far gone? Can someone help her? Because there's no happy ending for her. Even if she go out from this town, she will lose Vision all over again. But is it worth it? Like being her a villain again? Because I know that she doesn't want it. She wanted to be an Avenger. So maybe I'm hoping some Avengers also come to save her, something like that. Or maybe you're gonna see her like in Doctor Strange. That's why I think Doctor Strange is just an important part of the story, because it's like a multiverse madness, the title. So even though I'm not much of a fan of Doctor Strange, I'm so excited to be seeing that in the movie, because maybe one is trying something there, like trying to go other universe where Vision is alive, or even where Quicksilver is alive, or the other Quicksilver from the X-Men movies, which I'm so excited about. So yeah, this episode was really so good, because it's finally like from the Marvel movies we all know. So yeah, it's the best, of course, the best episode so far. As I said, it's gonna get better in each episode, and so it didn't include Wanda that much. So in the next episode, I think it's gonna be 1980s, which I'm so excited about, because 1980s is always great. And of course, the best part was in the beginning when they came back from the blip. Then of course, introducing Jimmy and Darcy in the show was pretty epic to see. And then of course, the time with Wanda and Monica when they're like talking, and showing like her powers. That I mean, it was so cool to see because we really didn't get to see Wanda using her powers because she avoid using them because she knows she's so powerful. And yeah, hoping that Wanda doesn't go down this road again. So yeah, we enjoyed this episode so far. So if you enjoyed this review, please give a thumbs up. Also comment down below your favorite part of episode 3 and episode 4 and how you like this series so far. And also don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the post notifications so you know exactly when I upload. I upload every Saturdays and Wednesdays. So see you guys next time on my next video. Bye!